What's up, guys? It's meteorologist Andrea Myers bringing you guys your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor Show, and Atlas. Go ahead and check them out in the description to this video. And get excited for Hail Trace 4.0. It's coming this summer, so we'll have more information on the upgrades to our app and our website that are coming soon. So for today, KC is in the risk for hail. I know somebody's already like, it's not gonna happen, but we can cross our fingers. If you guys are rooting for it out there, do those hail dances, because you guys are in the risk today for some scattered storms all the way from Kansas up into the upper Midwest. And then into tomorrow, that risk is gonna shift off to the east into the New England states, and we'll also have a small risk down in the South Central Plains to talk about. And then last but not least, going into the rest of the week, taking a look at what our hail chances are going to be like, what we could see in terms of size potential and all that good stuff. So talking about that in a second here, but first going into our upcoming events. So if you guys haven't heard yet, we're going to be at the TAMCO 50th anniversary event. This one's in Denver, Colorado in 2 days here. So if you guys are getting out to Colorado and want to come out there, we've got prizes, games, demos, all sorts of good stuff out there. So come see us at that. And then also on June 23rd, we're going to be at the Lunch and Learn event in Grapevine, Texas. This one is going to be talking a little bit about how to better market your roofing business. So lots of good tools and things going to be providing there. So make sure to get out to Grapevine, Texas if you guys want to see that Lunch and Learn event. So then for yesterday, we had a good amount of hail and wind reports that came in through the north central plains there. Most notably was probably going to be wind for any specific city impacts. Sioux Falls got some sub-severe hail as well as some gusty winds that tracked through the city, as well as Aberdeen and Grand Forks. Both of those areas got hit with some severe wind as well. So mostly a wind significant day, and then we did get some hail as well, but most of that stayed rural yesterday. But still quite a bit of weather to go around through the northern plains nonetheless. For today, we could still see some severe weather tracking through the south central plains here all the way up into Minnesota and Wisconsin. But with that, it's going to stay pretty scattered. You can see our cold front here through the south central plains, making its way up into Iowa here, through Nebraska and through Kansas. And as that tracks eastward ahead of it, we could see some storms starting to pop up as it moves into that unstable environment that's been building over the past couple of weeks here with that heat dome. There it is. We got that cold front with those nice cooling greens and yellows starting to make its way through the central plains into that area of all that heat and humidity. 91 degrees in Kansas City, 95 in Dallas. And guys, it's only noon Central Time, so we still haven't even reached peak heating down in Texas today. Still seeing those sweltering conditions through a lot of the south, but this cold front should help you guys through the south central plains into this afternoon and evening. There we are for dew points, mostly 60s throughout most of the eastern U.S., 71 in New Orleans. But again, we should get some cooler and drier air tracking through Nebraska, through Kansas, through Iowa, through Missouri, ahead of those storms, as we start to see that cold front track through. So you guys, should be in the clear for heat as that passes through, but the rest of us, unfortunately, no dice for today. Gonna stay hot, gonna stay humid. So here's what our significant hail model looks like. If you guys are familiar with this model, it just kind of combines all the parameters that we use to kind of track hail and puts them into one nice map here. We like to see those deep reds and those pinks for super large hail, and it's not really showing up today, and the reason is because of the lapse rates through the area. So through the upper air, it's just pretty warm. So it's tapering off what we can see on our hail model, but we do have some significant updraft potential, so we still could see some large hail tracking through anywhere from Iowa down into Kansas today ahead of that cold front. And then as it tracks off to the east, we'll see it taper off as the Cape dies down because nighttime and all that stuff. So here's what we have for our future radar. Going to be pretty quiet for the next couple of hours here as we wait for that cold front to really roar into action. But then around 5:30, okay, we start to see these isolated storms forming through the Dodge City, Wichita area. And then we start to see things blow up along that cold front. There you go, Kansas City by 7:30, starting to see some isolated storms track into your area. Now those are expected to continue to track over you guys through the night, so you'll have a few chances to see some severe hail. There we are by 8 p.m. through southeastern Iowa there with a couple of hailstorms possible as well as gusty winds. And there they go, just slowly tracking over Kansas City as the evening and overnight hours go on. So obviously your hail chances will diminish after dark. but we still got plenty of storm chances just because of the length of time that those are going to be tracking over you guys in KC. So could see some flooding, could see some gusty winds, as well as some severe hail into tonight with those storms. So based on the amount of CAPE we have, the amount of instability driving any moisture up and forming hail, we could see hail up to golf ball stones possible. However, it's mostly going to be pretty scattered, quarters to half dollars across most of the risk area today. But again, up to golf balls are possible with those strongest updrafts. So here we go for our hail forecast for you guys. Quarters to half dollars possible anywhere from Wisconsin and Michigan down into Kansas and Missouri. And then golf balls possible where we have our highest instability area. Going to keep everybody in the low end chance for today to see severe hail. Again, just because of the scattered nature of those storms and the lack of those, of that cold upper air that we really need to form a lot of severe hail. But, hail chances nonetheless, and we're going to tell you guys about it. So anywhere from Milwaukee to Grand Rapids, all the way down into Wichita, could see hail today. That includes Kansas City, Des Moines, and Davenport. If you guys get a couple of those stronger storms, again, up to golf ball size stones possible for you all. Then in terms of wind, going to be the same risk area here from Milwaukee, Grand Rapids, all the way down through Kansas, through Missouri, into the Wichita area. Could see a couple of those storms collapse and produce some gusty winds as they kind of peter out. Could also see a couple of scattered mini bands start to form through the area and kind of ramp up for a couple minutes and produce some gusty winds with that. So if you guys are in any of these cities here, be on the lookout tonight for hail and possible wind with those storms tracking through. Then for tomorrow, I'm going to look at another Southern Plains risk as well as an East Coast risk. And so, stay tuned if you guys are in either of those areas here. So not a whole lot happening for the early morning hours for Oklahoma and Kansas, but then by 2 p.m., there you go, some scattered storms forming through that area. Could get some hail out of that, but then storm mode starts to get a little bit messier in the early evening hours. That's when we could start to see some wind forming, as well as still some scattered hail here and there. And then finally, those start to peter out in the late evening and overnight hours, and then, mostly just some showers for the Wichita area. Not much more than that in the overnight hours. Then off to the east, looking like we're going to get our storms popping up by around 2 p.m. through the central part of Pennsylvania. Now, if you look at the storm mode on that, once again, we're seeing those isolated cells form initially, and then they move into kind of a cluster later on. So there we are by 5 p.m. Eastern time, multiple clusters of storms forming through east central Pennsylvania here, all the way through central Virginia, and then some scattered storms forming all the way through Ohio and into Kentucky. Any of those could get us some hail for tomorrow afternoon. As those continue, going to see a lot more coverage of storms into the evening hours, and then that quickly forms into a band by around 8 to 9 p.m., tracking through the central Pennsylvania area still, and then over the Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. And then finally, as it tracks down to the southeast, some more hail possible, some more gusty winds, but mostly going to be a wind threat and just lots of heavy rain through the eastern Carolinas as well as Virginia for the overnight. So here's what they're going to expect, or here's what to expect here for your hail forecast. Quarters to half dollars possible across the region, as well as through the South Central Plains here. So Dodge City, Wichita, quarters to half dollars for you guys with any of those scattered storms that we're going to see tracking northward through the area. Then off into the east, more quarters, more half dollars possible. Could see maybe even a ping pong ball or two through the central Pennsylvania area, but just those storms band up so quickly. So watching you guys in central Pennsylvania for maybe some larger hail there, but low end chances across the board with those scattered storms for Binghamton, for Pittsburgh, Philly, Washington, D.C., and Roanoke. Then off into wind, we're going to extend that risk a little bit farther to the east to account for those Kentucky and Ohio Valley storms, as well as the South Central Plains there. So if you guys are in Dodge City or Wichita, once again, low end chance for some scattered storms for you guys. And then off to the east, Louisville, Columbus, Charleston, you guys are now in the risk to see some gusty winds, as well as the Binghamton, Virginia Beach area. Best chances through Pittsburgh and Washington, D.C., where we start to see those storms band up and track down to the southeast. That's where we could get some more significant winds tracking through and, probably more storm coverage. So moderate chance for you guys to see some severe storms into tomorrow. Then I'm going to leave you guys for our extended forecast for the rest of the week. So today, you know, we're looking at the models. We've been watching them for the past few days. So we got some pretty good confidence that there are going to be some severe storms today. Max size in those, we've already talked about, is golf balls. But then into tomorrow, for those storms off to the east, you know, ping pong balls possible. Ping pong balls possible, there you go. And then medium confidence in that. Confidence starts to lower as we get farther out, and you know, you guys who have been with us for a while know that. But then Thursday and Friday, that's when we could start to see a little bit more coverage in our activity through the Central Plains as well as through the upper Midwest. Could see some stones up to 2 inches in size. And actually the Front Range could see some action later on into this week. So definitely want to stay tuned for that. And then on Saturday, things start to, you know, taper off a little bit for the weekend. Once again, looking like more scattered storm coverage on Saturday. So, you know, low end hail sizes, maybe up to ping pong balls possible through the South Central Plains. But, you know, it's going to shift from the plains to the east and then back into the central states and Midwest for the end of the week, as well as possibly the Front Range. And then by Saturday, probably down back to the South Central Plains. So if you guys are in any of those areas, stay tuned. You guys can follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video. And then if you want to follow us on TikTok, you can see us there, see some of our fun storm chasing videos. We're actually going to go live later today to talk a little bit about the truck, so if you guys are interested in that, go check us out there. And then if you want to call us, you can get us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out our website, hailtrace.com, for more details on who we are and what we do, and we'll keep you updated as always. And for now, I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers. Thanks for watching.